Hello and welcome to Qsports. I'm Mudu Gajaga and thank you for joining us. Coming up, the Gambia under-16 basketball team, both male and female, were involved in a road traffic accident in Guinea en route to Conakry to play the FIBA Africa Zone 2 qualifiers, or if you like, the Afro Basket. This happened just 2 days ago, and reports now emerge that the government of the Gambia sent a chartered plane to Guinea to evacuate the injured players and officials. They are back in the country receiving medical treatment. But what happened? What are the events that unfolded which led to this tragedy? Well, for more details on that, let's first get you this report. In boys and girls teams, seen in this video boarding a bus at the Independence Stadium in Bakau on Tuesday, the team was traveling to Conakry, Guinea, to compete in the Afro Basket qualifiers. According to reports, they were involved in an accident that left some of them injured. There are no reported fatalities, but the injured players and officials are under medical supervision. Authorities in both the Gambia and Guinea are working to ensure they receive proper care for a speedy recovery and safe return home. The Minister of Youth and Sports, Bakary Waibaji, in a statement on his official Facebook page said, "I learned of the last night's bus accident involving our national under-16 male and female basketball teams that were en route to Conakry. The government was informed of this unfortunate event involving our country's young basketball players by the Basketball Association. We have since coordinated efforts with the Guinean Ministry of Youth and Sports and the Gambia's Honorary Council in Conakry to ensure proper care and medical attention is provided to the team, while further action will be determined based on medical advice. On behalf of the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the entire government, I wish the injured speedy recovery. May Allah comfort them and their families." This statement ends. This is a developing story, and QTV will provide further updates as more information becomes available. Well, these players and officials are back in the country. Well, another update which came from the Minister of Youth and Sports on his official Facebook page reads, at the instruction of the President, His Excellency President Adama Barrow, the Office of the President has hired the services of a private jet to fly home all members of the team that was involved in the accident in Guinea. The plane, which has already departed Banjul International Airport, will make 2 inbound flights, bringing home both players and officials. A medical team from the Ministry of Health and the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital is being assembled at the airport to examine all victims and determine those who require further medical care. Those who don't will be taken home by officials of the Gambia Basketball Association, who are also on the ground. Well, you would see pictures of the chartered plane there and ambulances. There were also wheelchairs because some of the injured had to be helped to get out of the aircraft to be at least giving some kind of care. Well, this is a tragedy. Well, the government, or let's say the Basketball Association, had the opportunity to travel by air, that is to travel by air in the first place by plane to Conakry, Guinea for these qualifiers. But instead, they went through land or through the road, and it ended in this accident where people were injured, the players and the officials. There is a statement from the Sports Journalists Association of the Gambia, which also reads, the Sports Journalists Association of the Gambia is deeply saddened and alarmed by the tragic road accident involving the Gambia basketball under-16 national team bus en route to Guinea-Conakry. We are relieved to hear that no fatalities have been reported and extend our heartfelt prayers and support to the injured players, officials and their family as they receive medical attention. We wish them a speedy recovery. And the statement continues, and however, the Sports Journalists Association of the Gambia strongly condemns the questionable decision by the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the Gambia Basketball Association to transport our young athletes by bus over a long and potential dangerous journey. This incident raises serious concerns about the safety protocols and travel arrangements for our national teams, particularly for our youths. who represent the future of Gambian sports. The SJAG, that is the Sports Journalists Association of the Gambia, questioned why safer alternatives such as air travel were not prioritized, exposing our athletes to unnecessary risk. The use of a bus for such an international trip is unacceptable and reflects a grave lapse in judgment. Clearly, the consequences of this accident extend beyond the immediate injuries. Missing the qualifiers due to this avoidable tragedy will also have a profound impact on both the boys and girls teams and the broader landscape of Gambian basketball. These young athletes have dedicated countless hours to training and preparation, and this setback deprives them of a critical opportunity to showcase their talent, gain international experience, and advance their development. Sadly, absence from these qualifiers could hinder the growth of basketball in the Gambia, discourage young players, and dismiss the sport's momentum on the national and international stage. The emotional and psychological toll on these young players who carry the hopes of their community cannot be understated. Well, the statement is too long, but we will stop here for now. That's the latest development about this accident. This is not the first time. In 2016-2014, there was the Gambia national handball team who were also going to Mali for an international tournament who got involved in an accident. Some of them got injured. Can we avoid things like this by using alternative safe travel means? Well, of course, if there are no funds available for the team to travel and participate in a competition, how about cancelling the whole trip altogether rather than risking their lives in this kind of tragedy? Well, it's almost getting to be a disaster, and almost disaster it has been, because if you have people who are injured and you have athletes who are supposed to have been part of these qualifiers, potentially there is a place up for them to grab in terms of qualification. But now that is completely beyond us. It's about them recovering from the injuries that they sustained. And you remember just a flashback last year when the Gambian national team, the Scorpions, were traveling to Cote d'Ivoire. The first time a chartered plane for the national team went, just after 9 minutes, they realized that the air conditioning and the pressurization wasn't working in the plane, and it has to take an emergency landing back to the Banjul International Airport until another chartered plane was hired to get them to a safer travel. So we've been in these kind of situations before. It is high time the authorities who are in charge work with the federations, sporting associations, to ensure that athletes travel through safe means. I hope this would be the last time we will be sitting here to talk about safe travel for Gambian athletes. Well, this is really a big disaster as far as young athletes are concerned who were on their way for a competition. Unfortunately, they suffered this accident. Well, that's an update. We will give you more as it develops. We will later on also speak to officials whenever we get their side of the story as to the matter of fact, what really happened which led to this accident. So far, these are the updates that we have for you. But this is not the only thing that we're talking about on Qsports. Exclusively, for the first time in many years, I had him here before, the president of the Gambia Boxing Association, Boxing Federation, if you like, Alassane Ba, is with me in the studio to talk about boxing. Alassane, first, welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Gajaga. Pleasure to be here again. And good morning, viewers.
Let's talk about boxing. You are the president of the association. Not long ago, you had an event where boxers competed against each other. It's one of the national events you would have annually. Tell us about the success of this event.
Yeah, thank you very much. July 6th at Traffic Light Park, we have a boxing event there. You know, it have been years that the Boxing Association have been struggling to organize events. Going back to our drawing boards with the help of our technical team, we were able to organize a very good cycle for our boxers. We call this Sissin Boxing Championship. And on the 6th of this last month, we have this month we have the national boxing Sissin 1, and we're expecting another 3 seasons to come. And to our surprise, the spectators were too much, and we realized that boxing is popularizing in the country, and also the number of athletes we have, boxers we have. Compared to previous years is different. We have more boxers, and our competition was also nice because boxers are improving, and it was a great show.
Yes, so looking at boxing in the Gambia, we've produced some boxers, but at the international scale in terms of competition, getting them in the sub-region to compete, and even for the Olympic qualifiers. I remember the last Olympics, the Gambian boxers went to Dakar for the qualifiers for the Olympic Games. Unfortunately, they couldn't make it through to the Olympics. Tell us, in terms of your presence in the sub-region and also Africa in general and the globe at large.
Yeah, Gambia, we have talents. Just recently, 9 months back, we went to Guinea. We took 1 boxer there, and Cesar, he's 69 kg. He went to Guinea. He fought with the national favorite in Guinea, and he won him. But the problem here is, you know, boxing, the more an athlete competes, the better he performs at international level. So our problem was lack of national events. Without proper national events, when we go out, we can't compete with elite boxers who are competing in every month. So in the Gambia, National Boxing Association main problem of having enough competition within the country affects us in our performance in international competitions. So support is needed, and more competitions are needed for our boxers, so that when, like what the saying says, you dance at home before you dance abroad. So when we have more competitions, we go out, we'll be able to compete better.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is why we even come with this Sissin League, where in a year, at least we can have like 6 events or 7 events.
Well, funding is a big issue in Gambian sports. Well, I'm sure boxing also going through that. In terms of funding, how did your association fund its activities? Is it from the federation, or you get sponsorship somewhere?
Yes, normally, you know, the Ministry of Youth and Sport, being the authority, the institute responsible for taking care of sport associations. But if you look into the side of boxing, boxing have been struggling for funding issues. Our last event, it's all sponsored by the executives. The boxing executives, the only thing I can say to them is thank you. See, they dip into their pockets, provide funding for our events. And this is the main reason why boxing have been struggling to organize events in this country. And also our problem of international participation, all geared toward this lack of funding. So this is our problem. Right now, our main problem is lack of funding from the government.
Well, how do they see boxing? Do they see it not a sport, not important in comparison to other sports? Because if you look at other sports, to be fair, football take a greater chunk of the sporting budget in this country. Yes, we can all say it's the most popular sport in the globe. There's no doubt about that. In Gambia also, football is the #1 sport. But notwithstanding, other sports are also doing well in terms of competition locally. And even if they go internationally with all the struggles, they still compete on behalf of the Gambia. It is the flag of the Gambia that they raise high. How do the ministry sees boxing? Like when you write to them for funding, what has been their response?
The problem is, what really pains me is you write your budget, you send it to the ministry through the National Sport Council. And the first thing they will tell you that this project or this program will be sponsored. You will be going up and down on follow-ups to the last dots. Like tomorrow is the event. Today they will tell you unfortunately, there is no funding. And as an association, having passion for the sports, and our boxers, coaches, clubs looking up to us, the only thing we can do is to go to private individuals, knock their offices for them to sponsor our programs. And I don't think the Ministry of Youth and Sport is seeing boxing as an important sport. They are lacking in one side, not understanding that martial art like combat sports are very important for our youths. These sports reshape our youths and also discourage most of our youths in petty crimes or other violent crimes, assault, and we have all seen the trend of knife crime in this country. And I will tell you this, it's going to be very difficult for you to see a martial art practitioner or a combat sport practitioner to be involved into such. Because when you do boxing, you understand the impact of assaulting somebody. Then you know what it takes to be violent. So somebody who knows violence will never be involved in crime, which is related to violence. So we have a problem here. The ministry is putting weight into football, as you said, neglecting combat sports like boxing, which is very important in the Gambia. I made mention of this at the National Sport Council to the acting Executive Director, Mr. Jawla. I told him that the ministry should provide somebody in your office who have an idea of combat sports so that he can advise you people to have more understanding on how to administer these combat sports, because these combat sports are very important. The more boxers we have in our country, within the youths, the less crime we will have. Yeah.
Yes, it is also still take me to the challenges about boxing. You've talked about the issue of funding. When it comes to the ministry, they see boxing as lesser of a sport. And what have you been doing?
We will have events this year, and we take this responsibility upon us. Not only the executives of the boxing associations, the coaches, the clubs, they are doing their part. They are going back to their communities, telling them, hey, if you don't support us, we will not do boxing. And the boxing is the only passion we have when it comes to sports. And we are not giving up. We'll keep going. The Gambia National Olympic Committee, you know, boxing also have been having problems in international level too. Our International Federation, IBA, was having a problem with the International Olympic Committee. Political problems, integrity and governance. So that is been settled. And boxing was removed as an Olympic sport. That also contributed to our problems. But now boxing is back. With the current leadership of the National Olympic Committee, I believe they will do something for us, because the caliber of people I saw there, I believe they have passion for the sports. People like Baidudu and Iro. We expect them to do more. We have sent them letters thanking them, taking over their office when we are officially being recognized again as an Olympic sports. So the response was positive, and what they told us was that they will work with them hand in glove and they will support boxing. And I was surprised that Mr. Baidudu, the president of the Olympic Committee, attended my event, and he had medals, and he was happy, impressed with our performance. So this is it.
In terms of athletes development, one of way to develop them is to give them the opportunity, like you said, competitions like the one you organize. These athletes, if they want to choose boxing as their career with the funding issues, is it not going to discourage some of them? No, obviously others would be very much determined to say, you know what, yes, despite these challenges, boxing is my passion. I want to take a career out of boxing.
I will tell you this, we lost about 6 boxers. They became personal trainers every day. Every day, 6 of our boxers are in different gyms as personal trainers. And they have no will or they have no desire to come back anymore.
That's really difficult, very disappointing as well. Aside from that, there have also been boxers previously who traveled internationally and decided not to come back because that was an opportunity for them. They realize that when they come back, they start competing again, is the same struggles that they would be going through. Even though this is not okay, it's not good for their profile, it's not good for the profile of the country, but these things also happens. Again, if you have a word that you would say to the authorities, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the Sports Council, again, to support boxing.
You see, Gajaga, the problem is the ministry have to provide an avenue where when boxers look back, they will see future. Now, a boxer who have been boxing for like 15 years, never travel out, when he grab an opportunity, he will not let it go. So it is up to the ministry to provide an avenue for boxers, for the athletes of this country, that if it's not today, tomorrow you will make it. When this thing happens, boxers will stay and box. Boxers will go out, or our other athletes will go out, compete, and come back because there is hope. Yeah. Without hope, when any boxer go out or any other athletes, we will lose them to other countries.
Well, that's quite very interesting there from Alassane Ba, the president of the Gambia Boxing Association. We'll go on a short break, and when we come back, we will continue the discussion about boxing in the Gambia, the developments, and also the challenges that they're facing.
Browse with us. Qcell brings you a promo like never before. Get unlimited internet for just $25 Cs. Yes! Recharge $25 Cs and enjoy the convenience of free internet from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. every day with our Browse with us promo. With this amazing offer, you can browse, stream, and download all your favorite movies for free. So why wait? Recharge $25 C today and enjoy free internet only with Qcell between 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. For more information, call customer care on 111. Qcell, Senior Bus, we innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back, and thank you very much for joining us. This is Qsports, and I'm Mamadou Gajaga. We're talking about boxing, the Gambia Boxing Association. President is with me in the studio, Alassane Ba. We're talking about the challenges that the association face. But again, Alassane, I think now we can talk about some of the success stories that boxing have registered. We've, for the entire show, talked about the challenges, but are there good success stories?
Yes. One of our recent success stories, this past event. I've been bragging about this event.
The videos can show. Yes. Those who have not been there, but you can see the videos, the pictures.
The performance of the boxers, I'm really impressed. The training that our coaches pass through, the international training, shows evidence, and they are really working hard. I also understand that more training for the coaches, the better boxers will have. And thank God that we have like 12 coaches who are trained, and this for the first time in the history of the Boxing Association, that they are all certified by the International Association. And the RNGs also, our referees and judges for the first time, they are trained locally twice. They are all certified Star 2. They are waiting for their international certification, which will happen very soon. We have already registered them. They are waiting for their training programs. And the Boxing Association also received a new ring with some equipments worth of $25,000. And this ring is an Olympic-sized ring fit for international standard competitions. And this is the ring that we use our last events. Also, we understand that when we have good equipments, it helps the boxers to perform because our new ring shows it. And also, we have been registered with the World Boxing, which is the new body responsible for administering Olympic style of boxing in the world. It is the body that is now working with the International Olympic Committee. We are part of it. I'm also part of the executive body of Africa, the steering committee.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
We're so proud of you.
Yeah, so we're the one working, encouraging other national federations to join, helping them on how to fill the form and stuff for and all. And also, I'm responsible for visiting some of these countries to look into their boxing activities and to also meet with their ministry to determine if that particular federation is the legal federation or not, because most countries are having that problem. Thank God in Gambia we are out of those issues. So this is the progress that we are having right now. The Boxing Association, I'll tell you, have done their part. We have registered more clubs than before. Now we are up to 12 clubs, which have never happened in the history of the country. We have registered clubs up to Nyomi, and they have all come and compete. And that club in Nyomi have the highest number of athletes. We have a new club also that we have just registered in Frafenge. And we're expecting them to come and compete in our September events. So the new ring is there. More boxers are there. We have good gloves and everything. The coaches are well trained. The referees, the technical teams are well trained. We have a very good medical officer who is now attached to the association. I think the association have done it best. Now it's left to the ministry to come out and give us the support. Then boxing will grow in this country.
The new ring is fantastic. I saw the videos. I've not seen it physically, but hopefully soon. I previously cover your events. The ring that you manage with, is it cardboard, wood, and some other things? Yeah, that's really.
Yes.
I know you try at your local level, but this international standard ring meant for Olympic, you can do even the main boxing in the Gambia, and also when you're preparing for international competitions. Aside from that, when you're training, what will you need? Boxing, does it need an infrastructure? Like so many people are talking about having an indoor court where you can have volleyball, where you can have basketball, where you can have handball. So all this is in a court. For boxing, would you need, let's say, a boxing court somewhere or so?
Yes. Even my Facebook page, I do mention it. If the government can't provide an indoor arena for indoor sport associations, let them just allocate a small piece of land for boxing. With the support of our international federation, we can build it to standards, and we can provide our programs there. But then the ministry also have to work on creating a higher performance center in the country. I have been watching or observing the current team that is preparing for Algeria, the international school games.
School games, yeah.
Most of these athletes are training in a very poor environment.
Environment, yes.
Yeah, some are
I see the runners training at the
both,
gold project on a turf.
Yes.
On a synthetic turf, when they're meant to be running on the tracks.
Exactly. Some are training on sandy beaches and stuff like that. We should have a high performance center where all athletes will have a privilege to train there and to equip them, because most of these countries have this. And you can see the difference when we met with them at international tournaments. Sports, I think sport have a long way to go in this country. But without investment, the government have to come out and invest in sports. Otherwise, we will keep wasting money, going out, be part of competitions, but we will not even be in the top 10. And this is going to affect our boxers. Association will be struggling to bring in youths to compete. But at the end of the day, they will realize that they lack the level to compete, and they will lose interest.
When it comes to safety for boxers, how do you guys assess? Do you also do a test for each boxer? I know when it comes to weighing, each one of them needs to have a certain kilogram under a certain category, because that's why you have the 69 kg, you have the 100 kg, and you have the others who will compete in that. But in terms of when they do the actual boxing itself, after that, do they have medical attention if somebody is hit hard and all of that?
I think boxing is the most organized sport in the world. I do tell people, because I've been watching football, I see how footballers tackle each other, more dangerous than boxing. So boxing is very organized. We have rules, and these rules, we can't neglect these rules. We have what we call a technical meeting, or we call it a weighing day. during this weighing day, it is not only weighing boxers on the scale that we do. All these activities are done in the presence of a qualified doctor. And this doctor will test these boxers. He test their eyesight, take their blood samples. The doctors know what to do because the form is there. He will read the form and do the test according to the form. And these forms are designed by qualified sport doctors. So even our last competition, we did it. All our boxers who are fit for competition were tested, and we wait for the results to come. Luckily, all boxers met the requirements before we start the event. And during event day, you see our gloves. These are new gloves, leather synthetic gloves. They are very fit for competitions, and their harm is less. And each boxer is wrapped with a very good tape to protect the boxer also. So boxing is more safe than any other sports. People may see boxing as a violent sport, but no, boxing is the most safe sport in the world.
Yes, still on safety, let's say lasting impact in terms of years. If you've been a boxer, let's say in the ring for 20 years and you compete in high profile fights like Mike Tyson have been, and other boxers, international iconic names. Well, some of them have Parkinson's disease. Some of them suffer brain injuries and later on would have consequences. Well, I know these are long-term impacts, but let's say, is there anything that you are thinking about along the line? At a certain age, you need to retire, or you need to be checked medically whether you're certified to continue boxing or not?
Boxing before and now is different.
Okay.
In the ancient days, the time of Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, and now, you see the difference, because during those days, the precautions were not much observed. And boxers were fighting 15 rounds. And most of the boxers those days will fight like 8 times, 6 times in a year. Now, if you look at it, there is a difference. The gloves are different. The hands of the boxers are different. And the nature of training also is different. Most of these boxers are training in high performance centers, where the health of the boxers is being assessed by qualified doctors. And also the equipment used before and now is different. You realize that the time of Muhammad Ali, even you do your research, they run with combat boots, they run with heavy equipments. Now those things are changing. And also, before a boxer will be qualified to be a pro, now let's talk about amateur. You have to go through a lot of training programs, a lot of mini competitions before you are fit. Because even in our country here, that's what we do. We have what we call sparring. A boxer will pass through a lot of sparring to determine if he is fit or not. You understand? So the same thing applies to the pro level. So if you look at these current past boxers, you realize that they are still active and stronger than even other sports practitioners. Sugar Ray Leonard is still active. Manny Pacquiao, after retiring for how many years, he is even making a comeback to the boxing. He is the mayor of Manila in Philippines. He's coming back at the age of 48 and he's boxing again. So if there were a lot of complications on him, he will not box at this age. So things are changing now. Boxers will retire, will live up to the age of 80. You will not see any problems that are related to boxing in their bodies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how close are we to getting a pro boxer? The Gambian boxers outside, what are they doing? Is there any connections between them and your association? And when it comes to representing the Gambia at international competitions, maybe probably because of the training facilities that they have, the coaching, the environment, they are closer to get that opportunity of qualifying for international events than local boxers.
Yeah, we have boxers that we are dealing with who are outside. Not long ago, Tijan Kebe came here. We honored him. We organized an event on his behalf and we named the event after him. And he's doing well. He have turned pro a long time ago and he's doing well. And the other boxers we have who were pro, most of them have retired now. And some of them, I understand, before they reach to that pro level, age is not allowing them to compete as pro. So this is the problem. We just mentioned it here. If correct programs are being created for our youths, they will perform better at pro level at pro level because the programs will help them to turn pro at an early age. Most of our pro boxers who are outside, most of them have retired now. They are no more doing boxing. So this is why next year we have already drawn that plan to provide local pro for our boxers. Because also we have realized that boxers need earning. Most of them have no work. They choose boxing. And their target is to make sure they make a living through boxing. So what we will do is to create a source of income for them by organizing local pro. This is the target. On the 26th, we have an event at Poco Loco. The target is an experiment tournament there. We make ticketings. The target is to make to experiment that program. If it runs well, then next year we'll be organizing pro boxing alongside with amateur boxing. Yeah, but it's all going to be local. Until number of years, then we will register them. They will be competing international level.
Alassane, just on a final note, you've expressed your challenges throughout this program. What are you going to do next? What call will you do to the authorities to consider boxing? Like you claimed, the support has not been forthcoming, whilst you see support being given to other sports. More support, I have to say.
Yes. Hope is on the Olympic Committee. They are our parent body, the body responsible for Olympic sports. And it is a dream of every boxer to compete in Olympics. The response we receive from them is positive. I will assure you that the Gambia will qualify to Olympics through boxing. And I hope that we will receive our first medal through boxing if the Olympic Committee support and they live up to their promise. The ministry, they have to buckle up because most of our youths, most of our boxers are young boxers. If you look at our programs, we have the highest number of youths, athletes than any other sports, I believe. And without the support of the ministry, we will lose these boxers. And what they will choose in life, nobody knows. And we pray that they don't become youths who nobody wishes them to be. So I appeal to the Ministry of Youth and Sports to also look into combat sport, especially boxing as a sport, and provide us the necessary programs that we need. We even wrote a program since 4 years back to the National Youth Council, and we copied it to the ministry. The program is called Glove Off, Knife Down. This program is there towards reducing knife crime in the country, because we realize that boxing also plays an important part in encouraging youths to be in boxing, because when these youths see themselves in boxing, they direct their frustration into boxing. And whoever directs your frustration into boxing, you settle that frustration in a boxing ring as a competitor, as a boxer. And this will also contribute in reducing knife crime. The project is there, and when they saw the project, they respond to us that this is a great project. This project is very good. But now, implementation, action is still not seen from the ministry.
That's the problem.
Yeah, so we hope that they will do something out of it.
Thank you very much for your time, Alassane.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gajaga, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. Thank you, and until we come your way next week, this is Qsports, and have a wonderful day. Bye.